We will now call the meeting to order. We'll have the city town clerk take the roll.
Saban,
Here.
Douglas,
Here.
Hurt,
Present.
Rodriguez,
Present.
Singh,
Here.
Rodriguez,
Here.
Roth,
Here. Here.
Decker, Festa,
Here.
Antus,
Here.
Santana,
Here.
Costa, Santiago,
Lisa Haywood.
Crespo,
Presente.
I got you, Haywood. Ortiz, DeCola,
Present.
Edwards, Clyburn,
Here.
Winter,
Present.
Morton,
Here.
Walker Myers,
Here.
Hamilton,
Present.
Marshawn,
Here.
Joaquin, Burlow,
Present.
Marks,
Present.
Wingate,
Present.
Smith.
A quorum has been established. We'll now have divine guidance from Alder from Ward 18.
Good evening to all. Allow your own inner light to guide you. There comes a time when you must stand alone. You must feel confident enough within yourself to follow your own dreams. You must be willing to make sacrifices. You must be capable of changing and rearranging your priorities so that your final goal can be achieved. Sometimes familiarity and comforts need to be challenged. There's a time when you must take a few extra chances and create your own realistic. Be strong enough to at least try to make your life better. Be confident enough that you will not settle for a compromise just to get by. Appreciate yourself by allowing yourself the opportunity to grow, develop, and find your true sense of purpose in this life. Do not stand in someone else's shadow when it is your sunshine that will lead the way. Thank you.
I would like to note for the record that Alder from Ward 9 and Ward 26 has joined us, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening. I move approval of the Journal of the February 2nd, 2021 Board of Alders meeting.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Are there any corrections to the journal? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed, Ms. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under unanimous consent, I ask you to see an item number 1, order of the New Haven Board of Alders concerning real property taxes of Joseph Crudup and Renee Davis, respectfully, on motor vehicle tax accounts 62131 657 561 711 599 727 309 727 310 777 014 and 792256. 2, order the New Haven Board of Alders concerning real property taxes of Marshall Toff on motor vehicle tax accounts 95476 103362 103363 103433 103434 and 103435. And 3, order the New Haven Board of Alders concerning real property taxes of Veronica Cases also known as Veronica Williams, on motor vehicle tax accounts 58585, 722-932, 740-159, 771-941, 805-477, 823-535, 853-436, 870-484, 910141, and 927-266.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority Leader.
I move these items.
Second.
These items have been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 16.
Thank you, Madam President. As this body knows, we have a precedence where if anybody's willing to pay the taxes in full, we will have the ability to make the recommendation of waiving their interest. So for these three items, we're going to have a total of $4,400 in tax revenue. So I'm asking the board to please approve these items as we are looking to waive the interest. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. For the record, I know communications 4 through 9 and first readings 10 and 11, bringing us to item 12, Livable City Initiative, from the Acting Executive Director of the Livable City Initiative, submitting an order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the acquisition of 558 Winchester Avenue by the City of New Haven from 558 Winchester Avenue LLC for $155,000, and the disposition of 83 Butler Street to Neighborhood Housing Services of New Haven Incorporated for $2,000, and a portion of 72 Goodyear Street to 66 Goodyear LLC for $2,286.75, and a portion of 72 Goodyear Street to Lionheart Holdings Group LLC for $2,286.75. And Madam President, I move this item.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. See? Well, hold up. 1 second. Discussion.
Ward 20, Madam President.
I call on order from Ward 20.
Thank you, Madam Chair. President, I would like to thank all my colleagues for their support, because this revitalization that's going on in New Hallville is very vital to us. I also was grateful to know that LCI really was able to make sure the buyer understood why it was very important for them to give us a chance to have this house at 558 Winchester versus an investor who was willing to pay over the asking price that the owner asked and above our price. So I'm just grateful that it's our chance now to make sure that people in our neighborhood can buy a house and just happy when they leave and happy when they come home, and make sure our neighborhood is safe. So on 555, I thank all my colleagues for your support. This is a very vital part for us. And for the property, Butler and let's see, neighborhood housing, I'm grateful that they have been in our neighborhood for a while, and they have really brought the homes to look and be safe for our people. Even though the buyers who come in the neighborhood, we still have a little problems with the investors who have property around our homes. But I'm just grateful for the work that LCI, I'm sorry, neighborhood housing do for us in our neighborhood. And we only said yes to the LLC for Lionheart Holding Group because we put a requirement that they make sure that they put driveways there on that sliver lot. So on Goodyear Street. So we're just grateful, and I hope that my colleagues really support what is going on in New Hallville, because we are thankful.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed. Ms. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Continuing our agenda, we're going to second readings. Item 13, Aldermanic Affairs favorable. A, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Alan H. Bowie Jr. to the Board of Ethics. B, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Adrian Ekman to the Board of Ethics. C, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Nadine Horton to the Livable City Initiative Board. D, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Domingo Medina to the Solid Waste and Recycling Authority Board. And E, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Cynthia Spears to the Homeless Advisory Commission.
Second.
Items have been moved in second. Discussion, call on order from Ward 13.
Thank you, Madam President. The Aldermanic Affairs Committee met on Monday, January 25th, 2021, and we would like to favorably recommend these appointees. The appointees attended the meeting and spoke with the committee regarding their interest in serving on these boards and commission. The committee favorably recommends these appointees, and I urge colleagues to vote favorably to support these appointees. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passed. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 13, Community Development favorable. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders of the City of New Haven approving the disposal of the city-owned parcels in Dixwell Plaza, known as 200 Dixwell Avenue and 26 Charles Street, the public way, the public plaza, and related common space to Concorp LLC, subject to a development and land disposition agreement.
Second.
The aye has been moved in second. Discussion, I call on order from Ward 29.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to move this item as amended.
You're moving an amendment?
My apologies. There was an amendment earlier in reference to this item. I would like to amend this item.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion on the amendment only. I call on order from Ward 21.
Thank you, Madam President. The amendment emailed earlier today, which Chair Wingate referenced, provides additional detail around training, hiring, design, the Q-House funding, and the relocation of the substation. All community concerns that were raised at the public hearing and the meetings held by the development team. City-sponsored trainings, jobs fairs led by Concorp for both construction jobs and permanent jobs during each phase of the project. Involvement of New Haven Works will beef up the hiring commitments in the agreement. This should help engage and employ residents of Dixwell, New Hallville, and the city as a whole. Design charrettes with options for community members to react to will give an opportunity to provide feedback as the design is finalized. The amendment also increases funding for the Q-House to $100,000 and clarifies the fate of the substation, which will remain as it is through phase 1 and will relocate but remain on site through phase 2 before it finds a permanent location on site. Thank you, Madam President.
Further discussion on amendment only. I call on order from Ward 22.
Madam President, I want to speak on the entire thing, so I apologize. I put my hand down. Thank you.
Okay, so any further discussion on the amendment only? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed as amended. We're now back to the item as amended. I will now call on order from Ward 29.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to say thank you for all the hard work that's been put into this project. I believe that these handlers over the Dixwell Plaza will make a true transformation of this site. This is about lives. This is about job opportunity. This is about growth. Plazas, gyms, art space. I really believe that we need this in this community at this time. And once again, I just want to thank everyone who played a part in moving this thing forward. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And I urge your support.
I will now call on order from Ward 21.
Thank you, Madam President. Together with the Q House, the Concord development promises to revitalize and dignify the heart of Dixwell Avenue. A grocery store, childcare center, banquet hall, performing arts center, a new home for Concat's vocational and after-school enrichment programs will all take root in the rusting and neglected Dixwell Plaza. These investments, brought by an accomplished local development team, will meet an array of community needs and fuel an engine for lifting families out of poverty. Still, with any project of this magnitude, there have been significant community concerns, affordability, hiring, and design. While the amended agreement does not move the needle further on affordable housing, it does provide a strong basis for hiring Black and Brown New Haveners. 25% of the total project value must be awarded to minority-owned businesses. 25% of project hours must be worked by New Haveners, and 25% of project hours must be worked by Black and Brown New Haveners minorities as defined in City Code 12.5. It will be a critical test of whether the city's small contractor development and equal opportunities programs are equipped to maximize this $200 million opportunity. The amended agreement also includes provisions to address community concerns regarding design, as it establishes processes for both the public and city staff to provide feedback on design options as the project solidifies. It also provides a clear outline for the relocation of the substation and increases funding for the Q House. In short, this development land disposition agreement lays a strong foundation for what promises to be a transformative development. I urge my colleagues to support. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on order from Ward 22.
Madam President, I stand here and I urge my colleagues to support this project. This project, as it has been said, this is really going to be a plus for the Dixwell community. This is a project that we've been working on since 2013. And I'm so happy to see it come to fruition. And I'm so thankful to Concord for, as I said in the committee hearing, for coming to Dixwell and spreading the love with Dixwell. As you guys have been so supportive over the almost 10 years in making sure that the Q House came to fruition, I too urge your support to make across the street come to fruition, because this is the time for Dixwell. This is the time to ensure that the Dixwell community has all the amenities that it needs, as it was when my father and my parents came to New Haven. My father always used to say to me, you know, Jeanette, when I came here, you know, if you lived in the Dixwell community, you never had to go downtown because everything that you needed was right there. And that's what Concord is representing in this project, ensuring that, not to say that people won't go downtown, but ensuring that there's an option. And that option will be right here on Dixwell Avenue, just as well as the Q House will be here on Dixwell Avenue. And I thank Concord also for supporting the Q House and our programming efforts to ensure that all people have all their needs met on both sides of the street. So again, colleagues, I ask for your support of this project because it's really a great thing for Dixwell. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstentions? The item passed, Ms. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Continuing under second readings, I move item 14, education favorable. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders to read and file the communication concerning the continued closure of Quinnipiac and other schools.
Second.
Item has been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order for 26.
Thank you, Madam President. On Wednesday, January 27th, 2021, the Education Committee met, and we would like to recommend this item be read and filed. Director Bond and various New Haven Public Schools officials reviewed the evaluation report and how that important information was used to determine the closure of Quinnipiac and West Rock schools. Unfortunately, the ventilation systems were not adequate to have schools open during the pandemic. I urge colleagues vote to favorably to read and file this item. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion on a refile? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 15, Human Services favorable A and B. A, order the New Haven Board of Alders to read and file the communication concerning a workshop about local colleges and universities, plans to safely bring students back to New Haven following their winter break, and to keep them from contracting or transmitting COVID-19 during the spring break. And B, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the recommendations as revised from the Working Group on Racism as a Public Health Issue.
Second.
The items have been moved in second. Discussion. Call on order from Ward 26.
Thank you, Madam President. Honorable colleagues, item 15, we had an informative session with officials from several colleges and universities discussing their reopening plans. Precautions include social distancing, densifying masks and other PPE, quarantines, hybrid instruction, compliance agreements, and discipline for non-compliance. We were also given the presence of the new CEO of Gateway Community College, Mr. William Brown, who said almost 650 students had received free laptops for remote learning. I urge your support to read, print, and file this item. Item 16. By now, all of you should have received copies of the recommendations of the Working Group on Racism as a Public Health Issue. Honorable colleagues, this legislation affirms that Black and Brown communities are more likely to experience poor health outcomes because of inequities in economic stability, education, physical environment, food, and healthcare. I also just want to note that the working group held multiple hearings that allowed for many opportunities for community members, subject matter experts, community activists to participate in this process. And we believe that this issue will continue to develop as we move these initial steps forward. Madam President, I urge members of the board and members of the public to continue this conversation as a point of action in our communities. I encourage members of the public to engage in this process and realize that it literally took hundreds of years to get us to this point, to undo systematic racism within our government and city. And while it certainly won't take us that long to undo it, we want to ensure that we are taking the initial right steps to address racism as a public health issue head on. These inequities are themselves a result of racism for Black, Native American, Asian, and Latino residents in the city and abroad. Please note that any items with a fiscal note that we are exploring, all opportunities to fund these items through various outside funding mechanisms without impacting residents of the city and our city's bottom line. Therefore, the working group issued several dozen recommendations, and here are just a few highlights. Renaming the city's Affirmative Action Commission as a Commission on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Expanding Yale New Haven Hospital's Community Benefits Program to ensure that the health improvement funds are strategically flowing back into Black and Brown communities. Support for development of Black and Brown businesses, as well as expanding cash assistance under TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. Reducing food apartheid and insecurity, both of which are related to low cost and low nutrient foods, such as sugar sweetened beverages, which are disproportionately marketed to Black and Hispanic Latinx communities, causing negative outcomes, health outcomes like obesity and hypertension. Guaranteeing healthy food for every public school student 3 times a day, 365 days a year, with special attention to providing gap meals during the times when children are out of school, such as during vacation and summer breaks. Also, addressing the disparities that exist in trying to increase minority contractors' ability to be at the table when it's time for development and city contracts. More challenges lie ahead as we move into the implementation phases and stages for these recommendations. Many thanks for all the colleagues and the public health officials from across the city who have participated in this critically important project. Finally, I'd like to note that while several cities nationally have declared racism as a public health issue and have even issued very strongly worded statements, it is with great pride that this item coming through the city of New Haven, that we are indeed, and it is fact checked, as the first major small city to legislate such a detailed recommendation platform at this magnitude. This is history, and I urge your support on this item and being a part of it. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 16, tax abatement favorable. A, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the request for assistance from Roxanne Ackerson, president of Mitchell's Auto Parts Incorporated, doing business as Chuck and Eddie's Used Auto Parts, concerning account number 772869. B, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the request for assistance from Something Sweet Incorporated, concerning account numbers 325203, 573485, 755923. C, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the request for assistance from Onofrio Little concerning motor vehicle tax account numbers 806306 and 829565, and we're skipping over D.
Second.
The items have been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Worstein.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee met and heard these items, and we're recommending favorable actions on all 3 of them. For items A and B, there was a missed deadline due to changes in bookkeepers, and after hearing their cases, the committee is asking for the approval to adjust their taxes to reflect an account for the exceptions that the businesses are eligible for, but did not get a chance to do so as a result of late filing of their paperwork. And on item C, the committee recommends that taxes and interest be waived completely. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under miscellaneous 17, motion to discharge from the Chair of the Finance Committee, submitting a motion to discharge the Finance Committee from consideration of the following items to take them up for immediate action. A, resolution of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the establishment of a building committee for Sound School roof replacement under non-priority grant CTDAS OSCGR. B, resolution of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the preparation of schematic drawings and outline specifications for Sound School roof replacement under the non-priority school construction grant CTDAS OSCGR. C, resolution of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing superintendent to apply for the non-priority grant CTDAS OSCGR and the approval of local funds.
Second.
I would like to note for the record that Alder from Ward 15 has joined us. Item has been moved in second. Discussion on the motion to discharge only. I call Alder from Ward 24.
Thank you, Madam President. The Finance Committee heard these items on February 8th. The state of Connecticut of March. Therefore, I request that the Board of Alders discharge the committee from consideration of these items this evening and take it up for immediate action. Thank you, Madam President.
Further discussion on motion to discharge only. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The items are discharged. Mr. Majority Leader.
I move the items, Madam President.
Second.
The item have been moved in second. Discussion. I call Alder from Ward 24.
Thank you, Madam President. The state of Connecticut provides funding for certain school projects through the non-priority school construction grant program. This program reimburses municipalities for expenses related to the repair of school buildings, which fall under the jurisdiction of the municipalities. Before this honorable board this evening are 3 resolutions related to the request for 80% reimbursement of eligible expenses to replace a roof at the Sound School. The total project budget is $338,335, and the New Haven Board of Education has already committed funds in its capital budget to meet this amount. This grant would reduce the city's output to just 20% of the total cost of the project. The foot building at Sound School has a serious roof leaking problem and many other issues that needs to be addressed. The first resolution establishes a building committee to provide oversight of the project. The second approves the preparation of schematic drawings and technical specifications. And the third authorizes the grant application and approves the commitment of local funds for the projects. All 3 actions are required in order for the city to be awarded this grant. I urge colleagues to support the motions to approve these items. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? I call on Alder from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise also to support this motion. I would just note for the record that the total project cost is $538,335. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passed. And before a motion to adjourn is appropriate, I now call on points of personal privilege. I will call on Alder from Ward 12.
Thank you, Madam President. Just wanted to make a note to remind our colleagues that because of the board meeting tonight, we were not able to have our public safety meeting. However, it will be on Thursday, 6 o'clock on Thursday. I suggest that you come. We will be having a workshop regarding the crime in the city, the gunshots, etc. And we're expecting to have members of the clergy, the FBI, ATF, our police department, state prosecutor's office, and a couple others. So be there 6 o'clock Thursday. Thank you.
I will now call on order for Ward 22.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to take this time to thank all the residents that came out last week to attend the first community conversation with the Yale University Hiring Initiative team in Dixwell. We had like 100 participants, or close to 100 participants, which I think was awesome. This was that first step in regards to our priorities around jobs. This was a meeting that was not in place to give any promises that residents will get jobs, but it gave hands-on instruction in regards to the process that you go through, the steps, along with the support of New Haven Works. So I wanted to thank all the residents who came out. I wanted to thank the Yale University Hiring Initiative team for collaborating with Dixwell. And I look forward to seeing more of these community conversations. Thank you.
I will now call on order from Ward 9.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to thank colleagues and members of the public who came to our town hall last week on minority contractors. It was, I think, a very productive conversation. And as we said at that town hall, it's not the culmination of a process, but really just an important checkpoint in it. And so there'll be a report that comes out of that working group. I expect that to be communicated to the board when it's ready. And so colleagues and the public should stay on top of it for next steps, and we will make sure to let you know as that's coming. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on colleague from Ward 24.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to take a moment of silence for Miss Patricia Kaplan, who passed away recently. She was instrumental in the shaping of the New Haven Legal Assistance Association during her tenure as executive director. So just a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
I will now call on order for Ward 7.
Thank you, Madam President. I also just want a moment of silence for Alder Singh's sister-in-law. Thank you. Thank you.
I will now call on order for Ward 21.
Thank you, Madam President. I wanted to spread the word about a pop-up vaccination clinic at the Varick Church next Wednesday, February 24th from 10:30 to 2:30. It's in conjunction with the health department and can be scheduled through the health department line 203-639-2245. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on order for Ward 5.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to take this moment to thank my honorable colleague for reaching out with a love and support on the passing of my sister-in-law. I probably didn't respond to email and text, but I want you to know I did receive them, and thank you very much. And I will also give a special thanks to my colleague, Alder Carmen Rodriguez from Ward 6 for her support during this time. Thank you.
I will now call on colleague from Ward 28.
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, I would also like to make an announcement that on tomorrow, the 17th, at Bethel AME Church will be a pop-up for people that want vaccine 65 or older, or those that are eligible. So it starts at 10:30, I believe, at AME Bethel Church. Thank you.
I will now call on order from Ward 20.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just would like to remind everyone, the Black and Hispanic Caucus will be preparing our Black History Month for questions about truth and myths on the vaccine. And that's the 26th of February. Our Alder Morrison will be officiating that. So I want to thank you again, and then thank you also, Madam President, for giving us the idea. And I want to I appreciate you for this, and thank you so much. It's very important that we know and understand and be educated on the vaccine, where the people would have no fear of taking the vaccine. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn is appropriate.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, the motion been approved. Second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Good night, everybody. Be safe.
Good night.
We're adjourned.
Good night, everybody.